Hello everyone, Barb here from barbaderholt.closetomyheart.com. Thank you so much for stopping by. Can I stamp on a scrapbook layout? Absolutely, yes you can. And today I'm going to show you how I am going to tackle that task. The layout I'm using was inspired by page 73 of the Make It From Your Heart Volume 3 book that we have. And some of these layouts feature Pocket Plus layouts. So here it is, Make It From Your Heart Volume 3. And the Pocket Plus means that you use pocket pages to put in your extra photos. I love using this as a way to get more photos on my layouts without ending up making many page layouts for the photos. Some people love to have one photo per layout. I like to get it all done as fast as possible, quick and fast. Let's get started. Some of the stamp sets that I'm going to be using today. This is Memorial Day, Loyal and True. Got a glare there, but there you go. Poppy Sentiments, Sport Jersey Numbers. These are all stamps that were parts of specials. They are not currently available. They may come back, who knows? Once in a while some of those things will reappear. I'm also using some candy apple and black inks and various other bits and pieces. The other thing that I find is very helpful, I am using my VersaMat, but I am going to flip it over. When I flip it over, I have the spongy side, which is great to stamp on. So here we go. Oh, cattywampus here. And all I'm doing is I'm just going to do a little bit of a row. And I think I'm just going to rotate them in the two different directions. Just to give a little more interest. The pattern paper that I used was from a mix-in set. I don't think that it's available anymore. The candy apple base paper is still available, and the sapphire paper is still available. And we just keep going, just turning, just so they don't all look exactly the same. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I use my stamp Shammy to wipe that off, put it away. I think that's all I'm going to do for putting any stamping on there as far as flowers and decorative background stamping. I apologize for my fumbling, but I find if I put those stamps away right away, they don't get lost and separated from their cases. I struggle with that sometimes. Things will get separated and lost in the shuffle, and trust me, when I craft, there's stuff everywhere. Next thing I want to tackle is stamping this Memorial Day flag onto this red square of paper. The white, not the red. Yikes. Learn your colors. Stamp it up. It looks pretty good. You can see that there's a lot of ink on there. And I'm just putting some pressure to transfer the ink from the stamp to the paper. And then I'm putting my finger on the paper so when I peel this off, the paper stays behind. I am not horribly unhappy with that. I think that will be just fine. Oh, wipe it off. I'm not the best at remembering to wipe off my stuff. I'm just going to put a little adhesive on here so I can get these put together. And the other thing I thought I would do with this sport jersey number set, these are so cute. I love the different sizes. I know I always say they're cute. It's my favorite word for describing stamps. So these photos were taken in 2019. There really was no parade this year in 2020. So I am going to stamp on here. I'm going to put 2019 on this little tab. This tab is from a tag and tab set that is sold out. My advice, when you see something that you love, and I have to remind myself of this, if I really, really love it, as I go through our new catalog, and we'll have a new one starting, and there's some great stuff in there. When I see that new catalog, I go through, I make a list of everything that I like, and then I go through again. And I weed down my list to the top 5 things that I absolutely adore. And I make those priority for my ordering. Because what I have found is I have very good taste. And the things that I really like, everyone else seems to really like too. So I have had times when I have not been able to get a hold of something. It's been sold out. And it's a little bit of a bummer. But then again, there'll be something new in the next catalog that I will love too. And I'll get that. This is going to get put on here. Now these are Pocket Plus, so it's 6 by 12, so you have 3 different panels. You could fit 6 photos in here. I have 1, 2, 3 photos, and then I made 3 places to journal or just places to decorate and embellish. Sometimes that embellishing breaks it up. And I'm going to pop that right next to that. And I can see Memorial Day 2019. And that's done. Not too bad. It's kind of glary. Sorry about the glare, but that's how that goes. This one I'm going to just attach this. And then I have a journal pen. This is an old one that we used to carry. It's since retired. I can link a new one that we have. We have several different ones that are really quite lovely. And I think that it just gives your page a little something something. This is going to be a journaling box where I can write a little more about the day, something important about the day. For me, my brother and I were standing there watching our parents march by in a parade, and we thought, wow, how the tables have turned. They used to have to go and watch us do stuff like that. And no more. Now we are watching them. Though I will say, now my brother is also marching along. And that gives a nice place to write. I will probably write about how it was hilarious to us that that we were watching our parents march in the parade. Because that's usually not how that goes. I will just take a couple of stars. And I will stamp a little bit on here. It's a little bit plain. What I think I will do is I will stamp it off once, and that just gives you a faded version of the color when you remove some of the ink by stamping it on a scrap piece of paper. I think that looks really cool. So stamp it off and then stamp on there, and I will do the same thing with this. This is a star that's a little more open. And I think that adds just a little touch, and you can write over the top of that if you need to. No big deal. I love those little extra images that Close to My Heart sticks on those stamp sets. Just they're sort of filler on the carry sheet, but they're very useful little fillers. And if you have any of our dies, thin cuts that, oh, we have them that cut squares and circles. Wow, those little images are perfect for using on that. Slip that back in there. That doesn't look too bad, does it? And this is all stamping. I cut out these tags. Again, this is sold out, but I'm sure you could even just make this by cutting a piece of paper, cutting the angle, and punching a hole. If you wanted a similar look and didn't have the thin cut to cut that out for you. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to all be exactly the same size. They can have some variety to them. In fact, I think that makes it look interesting. I've never stamped this one before, so I'm going to ink it up and stamp it and see how it goes. Sometimes when a stamp hasn't been stamped before, the oils that are left over from the manufacturing process can hinder your stamping. So if you can rub it on your arm, use your fingers to rub it off. A lot of times I will just stamp, ink it up, stamp it on a scrap, and call it good. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just inking it, stamping it on a scrap. That looks pretty decent. And again, I'm trying to be better about putting away my stuff. Stamp it off. Didn't look as good. There, that looks better. Okay, now that one, I must have had a little bit of ink on my ink block, which happens sometimes. I rock my ink. So what we're going to do with that is I'm just going to stamp a little star border, which will be a nice little distraction. I've got this piece of paper, I can stamp one off the edge, and I think I'll even do a little bit on the other side. And I think that looks nice. I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to stamp a little star border. I'm not trying to line them up. I am just varying where they are. And not bad. And this is just stamping using little images that I happen to have in my stash. I think it's a great way to add a little something something. I love my Cricut. I love cutting Cricut shapes. Don't always get to do that. And sometimes revving up my Cricut, sometimes it gets to be a little much. Sometimes our internet isn't working well. all those things that I am sure some of you can relate to. Let's see here. I didn't pop anything up. I think you could if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like that. Tuck it in. I'm trying to be fast and quick about this, though. You know how that goes. And I do want to do a couple of more tags. My dad is the Legion Commander, and so every year this is a part of our tradition. This year, of course, it was extremely scaled back, so we really didn't get to go and be a part of it. Usually there's a potluck and all the things, and this year they just had to put the kibosh to it. And I'm going to stamp that off and see how it looks. I had quite a bit of ink on there. My black ink pad is fairly juicy, which is nice. We'll see how it goes here. Pull it up. Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. Wipe that off and try to get the ink out of the crevices. Try to stamp that off. Yeah, that should be okay because I'm going to tuck it behind. I swear half my crafting is figuring out how to cover my mistakes. So if I go I think I'll just tuck that like that. There we go. The other way I like to help clean the stamp is to stamp it off so we get that excess ink off of there. That should be fine. Hides my ink block boo-boo, my stamp block boo-boo. And just cover that right up. Then this will slip into a page protector, and this will be on top of it. And I need to make some kind of a tab. I think I will use these little guys. So people know to lift that up. Some people call it a lifter. There we go. And you lift it up and it goes like that. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you need anything, I will have links down below in the description, or you can stop at barbaderholt.closetomyheart.com. We'll see you next time.